Go live. Are we live? Damn, I just said that. Hey, what's up, man? We is loud. It's gorgeous radio, man. I'm here with my guy Larry Coleman. 2020.
What up, Skinny?
2020. What's going
We're
on,
out
bruh?
here chilling.
Um, so let's get into it, man. First off, where are you from originally?
Man, I'm born and raised in Detroit, Michigan.
Shout out to the D, man.
Real
I
talk.
like the D. I'm starting to like hear more and more artists come out here from the D.
Yes, sir. I think that it has a lot to do with, I don't know why, but the hot Detroit sound seems to kind of coexist with the West Coast independent proprietors of the world.
Facts.
So I think it's a lot of it sonically. I think that there's a connection between Vegas, well, West Coast, North California, and Detroit.
Yeah, cause it's like y'all sound is very similar to Northern California. I don't even know who had it first, but I know y'all good with the sound and stuff. So what made you come to Vegas?
I actually moved here from the Bay Area. I came here during the pandemic. As soon as the pandemic hit, my rent, I think in the Bay Area, was at war, doing like 45, 50,000 a year. So,
Sheesh.
um, knowing that there was an entertainment scene here, knowing that there were people working their tails off here, it was an easy move for me. So I came over here, set up, and started building studios right away.
Wow. So you've been in Vegas since the pandemic, or since
Yeah,
prior to the pandemic.
since May of 2020.
Dope. So when did you leave Detroit? When was you like, okay, Detroit, let me
So I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to get an education. I graduated from Michigan
okay.
State, and when I left, the first job I got that paid me something respectable was in California.
Mm.
So I moved out to the Bay Area for work and ended up staying for the weather and the women and the weed.
That's the best
Like
reason to stay
everybody
in the
else,
Bay.
you know how it is up there. Love the Bay Area. Shout out the Bay Area.
Shout out to the Bay. Okay. So how long you been doing music?
I've been making music. Shit, I've been rapping since I was 16, but I've been dead ass serious, or I'd say a professional level since 2018, about 5 years.
Okay. What was the moment when you was like, I gotta be more serious? A lot of artists don't reach that moment. What was your moment?
Skinny, you asked a good ass question. Um,
Mhm.
so I never thought I'd be good at this shit.
Okay.
Like real talk. There are so many people making music, so many artists, so many people taking selfies. I never thought that
Facts.
there would ever be an opportunity for people to ever see me. So
Okay.
I had the song. I started on SoundCloud in 2014. I had the song in 2015. I uploaded called Baby Boy, and basically I closed my eyes and wrote a song about walking home from school when I was 6 years old. East side of Detroit, uh, Roosevelt Middle School, elementary,
Okay.
and I just told them, your walk home ain't my walk home. Cover art was a picture of me as a baby. I think the song did like 10.5 million streams in the first month on SoundCloud,
Whoa.
and that kind of gave me, I guess, what I would call the Larry Coleman algorithm that
Whoa.
jump started everything for me and allows me to distribute with pride and confidence today.
10.5 million in a month.
Yes, sir.
What's that feeling when it happens?
The feeling should be better than it is. I've been so focused on trying to take it to the next level,
Yeah.
trying to find and feel that value of a lifelong fan that I'm not feeling much right now, Skinny. I'm
Mm.
focused and my head's down. Um, at the same time, I absolutely recognize that I'm probably one of the luckiest son of a bitches I ever met.
Man, cause that like 10.5 million don't happen to not even 2% of the artists that attempts it, especially SoundCloud. Um, and like everything is a way at a time. Like I think SoundCloud, I think that was the time for SoundCloud. Like 2014, 2015, some people was breaking out, like the few.
Yeah,
So for you to be
the
one of the
little
ones,
TJs of the world and shit
yeah,
like
like
that.
you
There,
got the
there
little
was
TJs, and they were starting to break out and do different things, which got them to different platforms and bigger platforms.
facts.
Um, I think some people try to recreate the moment, and that hurts a
It
lot of people.
it does originality. I would say anybody that knows my music. I know we had some playing in the beginning of the podcast in the
Yeah,
background, but I wanted to focus on our conversation. Anybody that knows my music knows I built my own sound,
okay,
and it's super important to do. Um, Ours is based around boom bap and the cold old drums that I guess were first introduced by Queens, New York, the Mob Deeps of the
yeah,
world, things like that. So I think that for independent artists that are trying to proprietate on SoundCloud, that are out there trying to go fishing and do it themselves, they have to be very, very unique. And to your point, the lack of originality, I think is
It's
something that,
gone in hip hop.
whew, man,
Originality is gone in hip hop.
man, I don't even know what to say about it.
And so many people don't understand how much it will help you just to be original, just to be yourself.
Yeah,
Like you don't have to try to be nobody else or nobody. Just being yourself is always enough
that's a fact.
in this field. Um, so now that you've kind of got your sound, first, do you have? Are you a producer or do you have your own producer?
I have a team of producers. Shout out Trax Million from San Jose. Rest
Okay.
in peace, legend. Low from Mob Figures. He does more for me than any person on the planet. Shout out
Oh
Rob Lowe.
man,
I
shout
fucking
out
love that
mob
guy.
figures.
Um, Other than that, I farmed raised my producers through SoundCloud after Baby Boy broke. I picked a 20-year-old that was focused as shit, and he
Okay.
was living in Iceland. His name is Hully. And the reason why I picked him is
Wow.
because like I'm a nerd, so I know how much it costs to get a pair of fucking JBL headphones on an island like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he was investing in his money and in his music in a way that all he was obsessed with the sound. So knowing he needed an MC, we made a lifelong partnership. And I actually gave him half of my SoundCloud account the day we started.
Oh, that's nice.
So I think it's important to give back to the people that help you make the music because at the end of the day, the recognition and knowing that I'm about the business will get me further than putting a few dollars in my pocket.
Okay. So you seem like somebody that love hip hop
I think that's why I do this shit,
as his
Skinny.
origin.
I think that's why I do this shit.
Right, because a lot of people don't love it as origin. That's why you got rappers now that has disrespected some of the greats. So, like you got a producer, like a lot of artists don't have just a single producer that they really work with that can learn their sound. I think every artist is looking for the moment when they get on YouTube and they say, Larry Coleman type beat,
Yeah,
because now you know that people is really paying attention to you and
that's
what you sound like.
that's a fact.
So, being able to have a producer that's helping you create that, um, what's the conversations? What do you
Man,
tell them?
so that's a great question. I continue to invite them to be on the forefront of creating.
Okay.
I continue to tell them to follow their heart, not their ears or the trends.
Mm,
And most importantly, what it does is it allows us to cut up songs in a way that independent artists can't. Like,
right.
for example, if I don't like where the drums are at, when we started off, for a lot of cats are finding YouTube beats, you can't change anything about that. In fact, if you
Facts.
did want to change it, it's probably cost you $500.
Facts.
So in this case, our advantage is that we can make a sound so unique that it's almost guaranteed to stand out, and it's
Mm.
what with that matters next.
Oh, so do you have a DJ when you perform, like your own DJ?
So I'm headlining a tour starting on February 10th. It's actually Friday. Our DJ is
Okay.
DJ Mixwell. Shout out DJ Mixwell. I'm gonna roll with him while I'm in Las Vegas here and see what kind of work we can put together.
Dope. Dope. So being in Vegas, have you been a part of the? I know a lot of the hip hop scene here that's growing.
Yeah, I
Try
do.
not to miss like First Fridays and stuff like that. And since we just missed First Fridays,
Yeah.
we just passed it. So have
So
you been on there?
shout out Miklo. He was at
Okay.
First Friday promoting the show. We go to all First Fridays at our event. We'll have community event sponsors out there making pins and
Mm.
painting. They're gonna paint a couple of strange music artists since it's a strange music show. They're gonna do Brother Lynch Hung. They're gonna do Tech Nine. I met them all through First Friday. They're bad over
Okay.
that. Monday nights, my man Danny, shout out Danny,
Okay.
from Toto Entertainment. He hosts an open mic, and it is the classiest open mic in town. And that's every other Monday. And I'm proud
Okay.
to announce that I'm the first open mic winner, and my team usually wins the open mic. And it's not because of being connected or anything like that. It's just
That's
we
dope.
we have a good.
So, strange music. Tech Nine. I know X Rated just got signed. Strange music. Have you always been a fan of strange music?
My thing, big dog, is I'm a fan of people that are independent.
Okay.
I feel like the value and the growth in your own art, if something that you own, is just far better than anything that any of the big three can give you.
Right.
And I really say that respectively. I know the big three are big players.
Yeah.
At the same time, some of the best music I've ever heard in my entire life is made in a bedroom. And I think that
Yeah.
most artists are very aware that that's the reality these days, and it makes everybody independent work a little harder.
Yeah. I love independence. Like that's why I admire like the Bay, Northern Cali, and different places in hip hop because of the independence. I think the to chase the major. Sometime a lot of people get lost in it, and then don't ever get the money more than the fame.
Right.
Um, so with that being said, how important is like the fame to you?
So I touched up earlier, Skinny, on the value of a lifelong fan.
Right.
You give somebody something from like just like reading a book as a kid. You
Yeah.
give somebody companionship through the day, whether it's a traffic jam or just getting out of work. So as far as the fame goes, I really try to stick to the blueprint that the guys I idolize that are actually all part of the Hunger Games series. They're all in my albums.
Okay.
I really try to rip the template of what Dizzy Wright's done. I try
Okay.
to rip the template of what Kung Fu Vampire, independent from San Jose, has done. I try to rip the template from Hobson. I try to rip the template from
Hobson.
Mark Battles. Shout out Mark Battles, man. Love that
Shout out
guy.
Mark. I
I
like him
try to
too.
rip Futuristics template. Like these guys have been bumping elbows with. They're not an accident. And I
Yeah.
think that there's a lot of lessons to be learned with the way they move, treat people, show up to events, stay to the end, do the small things that the artists care about.
Right.
So for me right now, the fame, I don't give a fuck about it, Skinny. Never cared.
Listen, that's the best way to get it.
Usually when I walk in the room and damn body know who I am anyway, I think I'm someone's manager. You feel me? So it's easiest for me just to stay focused on my sound and stay focused on the business side of everything.
Yeah. Business. It's a music business for a reason. A lot of people don't focus on business. They focus on music and hoping that the one hit wonder thing. Like, I can do one song and it works. So, like we stated earlier, I noticed you're a fan of the hip hop origin. Who is your influences coming up?
Man, I got some weird ones. So um, let me start with the Detroit scene first and foremost. Um, Isham and it was a massive organizer once upon a time. He's an OG. Isham in
Okay.
Detroit, Proof in Detroit. He built such an organization that he was able to put on the greatest white
Man,
boy in history of history.
rest in peace to Proof,
Um,
man.
but Origins, and I got some weird ones. I fuck with Slum Village Heavy from Detroit. Shout out my
Much
man
love.
T3 for the vocals and helping me push my career internationally and being able to reach fans and in
Yeah.
places that value lo-fi music. With
Okay.
with that lo-fi comment, love me some Jay Dilla forever and always.
Jay Dilla Day will be out here next week.
It is next week.
Yeah. Shout out to Jay Dilla. Okay. See, I know them names.
And the
Like
rest of it would be
Detroit.
the cats would be like, man, or all they're the conscious cats. The Kanye West, the Commons. It was definitely Talib Kweli and Black Star, Most Def. Everybody that was trying to
Mm,
say something was probably the first time that I was able to really, really relate to the community. A lot of those working class raps, talking about punching the clock, breaking a camel's back, all that shit was super relevant to a Detroit cat.
right. So you didn't focus on the bullshit in the music.
No, I still don't, Skinny.
Like it
It's
was
not for me.
like I know coming up, it was always a lot of the fad rappers. Like this is what's popping right now, so this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
And then throughout the time we lost the origin
yeah,
of hip hop
we
and
did.
the reason on why we love it and why we like it and who what I'm saying, like some
Yeah,
of the pioneers. Like when you first started your music, I heard you had live instrumentation
yeah,
in some of your music,
I do.
and there's so many people that leave that out.
I know. I think there's two things with that, man. I think that when you say that the passion's gone, I think that the amount of artists, there's probably 100,000 artists that'll start this month, but they'll all use someone else's beat.
Yeah.
The first move they should make is to make a beat, right?
Facts.
But these kids ain't making the beats,
They not.
and they're not meeting someone who can make a beat, so they're losing their social skills the more they're dependent on the social media scene.
Facts, man. Facts.
I try to tell cats that are really, really show eager because my team, we go to a lot of shit, not gonna lie. But you'll always see me in the same mood all the time.
Right.
And it's because I know that if I can release a song that 1,000 people get through the release radar on Spotify on a Monday,
Yeah.
you know how many pop-ups I'd have to go to meet 1,000 people on a Friday
A lot.
and have quality conversations? Come on
Yeah.
now, Skinny.
It'd be too much. So before we wrap this up, go ahead and let the people know where to find you at and all that so they can.
Hey, I go by Larry Coleman2020. I'm an independent monster. I work out of Las Vegas. This is my home. I don't plan on going anywhere. I'm the creator of Hunger Games. It's a 4-part series with the top independent artists in the country. I
Yeah.
got Las Vegas's own Dizzy Wright, all the way down to some of the strange music cast, Cess Crew, Ubiquitous, UBI, He'll be out here next week on Friday for the Hunger Games tour. It'll be headlined by myself, Sess, Texas Takeover, who are making a splash right here in Las Vegas. And then I have most of the top talented Las Vegas artists that'll be on that show as well. So it's going to be a dope community event. It's next Friday. We got vendors, local food makers, people that are just about the culture, pop-ups, painters, everything.
Yeah.
And it's 300 persons. Once the tickets are gone, they're gone. I want people there to have an amazing night and an experience more than just some camera footage.
Oh man, I gotta pull out. I gotta pop out.
I got a couple passes for you guys. You guys
Yeah,
are there,
man,
for
I
sure.
got you. So appreciate you for coming out, man. This is It's Gorgeous Radio, man. Make sure, I don't care where you at, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, whatever, follow, subscribe, do all that. Man, make sure True Legacy Vodka is our sponsor. So shout out to True Legacy Vodka. Go get you a bottle, man. ASAP. That being said, we are gone.